So Cinemark Theaters has a bold plan to save summer. Here we are, still in the pandemic. It's the end of June 2020. Normally by this time, we've had pretty much a good 2 months worth of blockbuster movies. I can't say it's always an awesome selection, but a lot of fun classics do come out of the summers. And yet, because of the pandemic, the last time the movie theaters were open was sometime in March, and spring has been dead. So it looks like some theaters are actually trying to open up right now. And I'm not really sure, like on a national level, how that's working, because I'm sure certain states are more locked down than others. I live in Texas, which has been trying to open up. So it would seem around here we are allowing some theaters to open. What I've noticed is that Cinemark Theaters, which is, I'm not sure if you're familiar with the Cinemark chain, they do have theaters in many states. I'm not sure how widespread they are. They're in Texas, they're in California. I know those two states for sure. They also have other chains that they own. Maybe you're familiar with Century Theaters, Tinseltown, and CineArts are all owned by Cinemark. So anyway, they're open back up, at least in certain locations. But what do you do if you want to have your theaters open and no studios are willing to release their movies? Well, you go back to the classics. So it's just kind of fun to watch the lineup that they're pulling out. So when you need to save summer, what do? You go back to movies such as, I've got them side up right now. You've got Back to the Future. This is July 4th weekend that they're advertising now. You got Back to the Future, Ghostbusters, Jaws, Raiders of the Lost Ark in IMAX. Oh, I'm going to probably go see that. Wonder Woman from 2016, so it's not all just older stuff. They're also showing some relatively new stuff. I mean, none of this is considered to be brand new because their normal time in the theater has already passed. Mad Max Fury Road, that's going to play in. But they have Sonic the Hedgehog and Invisible Man and The Hunt, which are three movies that were going to come out in the spring. I don't know if these movies had a theatrical release. If they did, it was definitely cut very short because if they came out before the pandemic, is right about the time the pandemic was starting. So they definitely didn't get a full run. So they're giving them a chance. Well, that makes perfect sense. Let's see what else they got coming out this summer. All right, they're also going to be showing The Matrix. They're going to show, actually, I think that's actually showing right now. Jumanji Next Level, that movie just came out, but I know that was totally before the pandemic. Blade Runner, Get Out, Mean Girls, oh, that's kind of desperate. Space Jams. I also saw a listing earlier, so advertising for later in July. They're going to be showing Lord of the Rings, Return of the King. I don't think they're showing the whole series. And also Empire Strikes Back. In addition to showing these classic movies, they're also offering discounts. That's not a surprise at all. I think adult tickets are $5 with tickets for seniors and minors at $3. So showing a lot of great stuff from back in the day, and they're actually having back in the day prices. I have to say, this does tempt me to go out to the theater more than a lot of the other movies that were originally going to be releasing. I'm curious about you guys. Why don't you post in the comments? Let me know. Are you going to risk going back to the theater to see something like Raiders of the Lost Ark in IMAX or Empire Strikes Back? Or are you just happy with streaming for now and just don't want to risk it? Anyway, that's all for now. I will talk to you guys later. Bye.